How y'all doing? I am great. 5 point. Oh, good lord. Y'all all right over there? Any damage or anything? No, I'm not going 11 hours. I'm doing this list and then I'm getting off of here. No, that is the theme from Mario Brothers, actually. That's what's running through my head. What happened to the light just now? There it is again. Good old retrograde. So let's do a reading or two. I forgot to wipe this tape. I wanted somebody to go live yesterday and nobody did. Like 9 people were live just now, but they were doing like personal readings. You know, those type of things where, you pay $5 or a dollar or something, and they'll give you a reading. But unless you have a lot of people doing it, then it's just you sitting there watching somebody play with their phone, and it's like, I want somebody to go live. Well, good luck in your quest, Empowerment Coach. If you have any questions, let me know. If I can help any kind of way I can. Or email me would be better. No, Tina, I can't. Well, Marion, I always thought that he's going to make it his full term, so I don't think so. I think so, D. I do believe so. I usually get my list of questions from Google Headlines. And then tomorrow I will be putting up a post on the community page for the Sunday read that we'll do with on Jen Lynn's channel to see if anyone has a request for that. This time I made my own list and I'll just do that list and then I'll be done. But the list or the request for readings we'll do on Sunday or for Sunday. We'll do them tomorrow, but for Sunday. Well, there's speak of the devil. There's Jen Lynn right there, texting me something. It's a YouTube video. I don't know what it is. We'll watch it later. Hi, Sienna. Should probably turn that off, didn't I? Now this one is on the phone, so when y'all comment, is it too dark? Can y'all see? Is that better? So when y'all comment, it flashes and then it goes away. So I have to wait until somebody else types for it all to come back again. Now it's going too fast. Hi, Jan. Yeah, it's everywhere now. It's Pakistan has now had a lockdown too, because they have some cases of it there too. I don't know Phyllis Wheatley. Who is Phyllis Wheatley? No, I just get this from the Google headline. So if it wasn't in the Google headline, I don't have it on my list. I don't know who that person is, though. Oh, Alberta's got it too. Yeah, we got some cases here in Florida too. It's going to be everywhere. I mean, this is just a trickle down into the news. That's all it is, but it's going to be everywhere. Yeah, different administration definitely would have. Obama had something in place that would have helped, but of course, that was one of the first things to go when we got a new president. I'm not looking for any questions. This is on Sunday. I will put up a post asking if, or Saturday, if you all have any reading requests, and then if you have some reading requests that we would like to read on, then we will do that on Sunday. But right now, I have my own list. I tried to come prepared. That way, I wasn't just sitting here. Thank you, good as gold. Yeah, the common flu has bigger numbers. Just so we're have a more tempered reaction. The post is not up yet. So tomorrow I will make a post asking if you have reading suggestions. I will not be here in the morning, Noel. I promise. What time is it? Oh yeah, it's 10:30. I'm not going that long. First one was I was trying to make sure we had at least a few people in here for those who come in and say who is he reading on because they got in like in the middle of the reading. Yeah, all the stores around here are out of hand sanitizer and all that type of stuff. Like I don't know why. Maybe it's from my years of retail, but I'm almost addicted to hand soap. Like I have maybe, well, good, Patrice. I have maybe 20 bottles of hand soap because I like different scents and different this, and so I bought like a whole bunch of different kind, and then I love the Bath and Body Works one, so I got a whole bunch of those. So, and I actually don't need any, but I went to the dollar store yesterday and bought another one. Clorox makes the hand soap too, so I had to buy that. So I got like 20 bottles of hand soap and two things of hand sanitizer, but hand sanitizer is, not the best in the world anyway because it kills all the germs on your hand, and some of the germs on your hand actually prevent you from getting sick, or they're healthy bacteria. So hand sanitizer kills everything. It's like the small version, like a chemo type of thing, to where it doesn't kill the cancerous cells, it kills all the cells. And so when you use hand sanitizer, it kills everything. But in a pinch, when you're out and about, it will do. Larry Girl's been busy. She emailed me the other day. So what would be the reading to do on Phyllis? Like I don't do just like random mediumship. When I do a mediumship, it's because they came to me. Now I could do like a personal one, but that's a whole different thing. Anywho, so what I had was Barr's is going to be investigated for. Hi, Becca. For the Mueller report, his handling of the Mueller report. What comes out of that? Anything, everything, nothing? What comes out of that? Two of Swords. The Devil. Ten of Cups. The Queen of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Three of Cups. The Strength card is in the Fear. The Six of Swords is in the Environment. The Hopes is the World card. And the Ace of Swords. So there's some truth that will come out. There is going to be okay, so let's start from the beginning. The Two of Swords, there is a opposition. There is a opposition of ideas. So he's going to go in with one thing. They're going to come in with another. So two agendas, naturally. That is something that you would expect in this in particular situation. They are up against, and I'm not trying to be insulting when I say it, but they are up against the devil because he is going to come in with some lies and manipulation. And it's not necessarily just a covert, overt, out and right lie. It's a snake language. It's, he is going around the answer. So I won't call it a lie. We'll call it an elaborate story. And so if it's a yes or no question, he's not going to answer yes or no questions. Because he knows how to do this. He is a very great speaker. He is, for all of his flaws, he knows how to BS. He has a degree in BS. And so he knows he's under oath, and so this would be a very bad thing to go in there and lie. But the Page of Swords is that person with that forked tongue, that person who is a skilled talker, but is a skilled talker in a negative way. And so they are a really good at manipulation. With that 10 of Cups, this is him lying to Democrats, basically. I'm going to call it lying for simplification, but it's not a lie. It's just not answering the question. Political speech. Queen of Swords and the 3 of Cups and the 6 of Swords. There is a couple of exchanges where he seems to come out on top. And he seems to come out on top because, again, he has that forked language here with the Page of Swords. And so in the end, we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is going to be revealing a truth. So something, whether or not, and this is probably the thing that I keep seeing that Don can't stop. There will be something that comes out. And I think the thing that may come out is his intention behind his involvement. Because he got involved at a time where the case was not necessarily organically wrapping up. Now, there wasn't much more that Mueller could have done because he couldn't get testimonies from key people. But in this in particular situation, there is something that he did within the law that, I almost said Robert Barr, Barney Flintstone, he came in, and Barney Rubble is the name, ain't it? He came in and he did something to the case. That is the part that it seems like they're going to be revealing. His involvement. Now, what that spells for him, probably nothing, but is coming out while he was so involved in this case. So, let's see if we can see what it means. Oh, T-Ride, you requested one of the decks I was giving away. I sent it 2 days ago, so it should be at some point making its way to whoever the 2 people were that I was sending it to. I sent it 2 days ago. So it should be going that way some way, somehow. So after the investigation, what does this mean for Barr? What does it mean? Yabba dabba don't. Oh. Seven of Cups, Queen of Cups, 10 of Cups, the Sun, Queen of Wands, oh, you've given fire, 10 of Pentacle, Page of Swords, again, the Chariot, the 4 of Cups, and the 3 of Pentacle. So it's actually going to call into question his ability to serve in the White House or serve the White House, because he's not actually supposed to be serving the White House. He's supposed to be serving the American justice system. So here's the thing. Now, he's not going anywhere. This is just, he's not going anywhere as of right now. But what's happening is the Seven of Cups is like that uncertainty. This is you trying to find an answer within the cloud. The Queen of Cups is the support. So this is him being a supportive arm to the president. He is not supposed to be. You are not supposed to be the president's personal lawyer. That is supposed to be separate and apart from the White House. They are supposed to function. The DA is supposed to be is it DA, not DA, but you know what I mean. AG is supposed to be the top lawyer in the country, the top law enforcement officer in the country, who is supposed to be serving the Constitution, not the president. The Ten of Cups and Queen of Wands means that your opposition, those in the House, this is my Nancy card, so I'm just going to call it opposition. And then the Ten of Cups is also my Democrat card. You've given them more fuel for the fire. The Ten of Pentacles is actually my GOP card. And then this is where the sun, the illumination, and the work you did with the Chariot card, this is what's now going to start coming out. And your involvement in the Mueller case or the Mueller investigation is what's going to sort of put a light on those who didn't want the light to be shown. So you're going to have a Trumpian effect upon the White House, to where the closer you get, the more stuff comes out. And then the Three of Pentacles, this is where something this is right now still up for grabs. This is the Star, so we're still a long ways away from this. Where they could go and say, okay, you need to recuse yourself from this, and this type of thing. So I don't see him getting fired or anything. Like, he's definitely not getting fired. But pressure to recusal is a whole different thing. So that possibly could come out, but I don't really have the fingers crossed for that one either. So, but we'll see. But there's going to be more light being shown upon those who were trying to hide. Thank you, Bill Barr. Mick Mulvaney is now the what they call him, the liaison to Ireland or something, the envoy to Northern Ireland. They're not saying why he got fired, but he got fired because they need somebody different in the situation. He fired? No. He was told he's going to now be the envoy to Northern Ireland and replace, because he was only acting chief of staff. Now they have hired a chief of staff. We're gonna look at it that way. He's the acting chief of staff, so now they have a chief of staff in Mark Meadows. And so Mulvaney gets to go be the envoy to Northern Ireland. So, we'll first look at, and this all happened in the span of like 2 days apparently. Let's see how Mulvaney feels about that and what happens afterwards. Because he has been a loyalist. Four Swords, time for rest, relaxation. Three of Wands, he can go and this is basically you get paid for doing nothing. This is what the envoy means. So, yeah. Two of Pentacles. So he's got, some plans ahead. There's the Fool. So and then the Ace of Pentacles. So Northern Ireland, what is there that Trump wants? Is it like a golf course or something like that? Because that's Scotland, right? To where he's being investigated for his shady golf course. So what is in Northern Ireland that he could possibly want? Because I get the plans for Mulvaney, but then it's directly connected to the Fool. So either he has something brand, and so okay. So here's why I can't read this as brand new, because the Fool is about a new journey, something brand new, something starting, right? But the Three of Wands is not starting. The Three of Wands is nearing a place of completion. And so If you're nearing completion, you're not starting anything. So what I want to know is, since this can't be a start, it has to be Trump. What does Trump want in Northern Ireland? Or no, I can't say that that's a plan. This has got to be clarified for me then. So he goes there, and then something new may start. Let's say it that way, because maybe it's not Trump. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say it's not Trump. There has to be, once he goes there, something new starts. Yeah, Ace of Swords. So something new starts. Because his Four of Swords is over. So he had his little 2 weeks of vacation, and now it's time for something else. So what are you doing? What will you be doing in Northern Ireland? What are you starting? Thank you, Patricia. Again, something new, Ace of Cups. So once he goes there, something new starts. This is also a new person. So a new relationship or a new partnership, new something. So he goes over there, and somebody that they're probably dealing with via email or something like that they meet in person finally. So the Princess of Swords is the Page of Swords. This is manipulation of speech. This is Mick Mulvaney is a mole for somebody. I don't know who. I did a reading on him like 8 months ago, and that's what popped up in my head. But this Page of Swords, he's meeting, I don't know. We'll keep it going. Nine of Swords, okay. I was trying not to project, but that's what's coming up. Okay. Ten of Swords. It's a lot of swords, so this is diabolical. Something thinking, something coming out that you have been stewing over, or that you have a blueprint on, or something. There's the Fool right in the same position. Three of Cups. So this is my Dark Alliances card, but there is an ending to it here with the Ten of Swords. So there is the Devil. Well done. The Empress. So the Empress and the Fool. So there's a brand new relationship. The King of Pentacles and the Strength card. Okay, so there's a brand new relationship, and somebody is going to not be well at the end of this relationship. Okay, so Ace of Cups and the Page of Swords. There is I hate to use words like this because it sounds so conspiratorial, but there is a spy. There is someone that is not on the same side as someone else. Like, there's a group of people that do This, I don't think this, I'm not trying to be conspiratorial. I'm trying to say this. That's what I'm trying not to say. Good as gold. I don't know. I'm gonna say that because I don't like people who try to just pull answers out of nowhere. If I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't know. Um, I don't know. I could find out, I'm sure, but so here's what it is. I won't put anybody's names in it. I'll just say it the way I see it, and then we'll go from there. There is a new person. This person is a spy. This person is someone that he could be going over to talk to as part of his envoyance or whatever he is supposed to be doing. There is the Nine of Swords. There is something worried. There is something stressful. There is something going on behind the scenes, behind the eyes. So here we have like dreams and plans, but this is not. This is not. It's not a nightmare because this is someone that someone is. They're making plans to do something diabolical. This is not murder or nothing like that, but something diabolical, something that that they shouldn't be doing. This is where the spy and the person comes in, and then you have the traitorous plans or treacherous plans going on. Hi, Oracle. Um, and then you have the Fool here at the top. This is something brand new. This is something brand new because here's the person that's brand new with that Ace of Cups. So to make this make sense, so here's what I see. He is going over not because Trump sent him to talk to someone, but he is going over to talk to someone. Okay? We don't have any spies. This is not for us. Thank you, Whimsy. So just stop with the what side the spy is on. Just, this is not for us. This is not for him. Okay? This is just that person is a spy. Not saying they are spying. So don't jump ahead of me. So what's happening is he's going over to talk to someone who creates diabolical plans, basically. That is not the reason he is going, but that is what he's going to do once he is there. There is an alliance or a partnership that comes to an end. It is the same exact one that he is forging once he is there. So once Mulvaney goes over, talks to whoever, that he may think it's a coincidence that he meets this person. Thank you, Whimsy, again. This person, for whatever reason, ends the partnership, ends the relationship. Don't put this in the realm of Trump because don't try to connect the two people. Thank you, Judy, or Jody Lynn. Don't try to connect Trump into this. When he goes over, he talks to someone. That someone eventually betrays him. And that's where your Ten of Swords and your Three of Cups comes from. There is an ending to his alliance, an ending to his relationship. This is the same person with the Fool card. Whoever it was that he just met, that he is devising plans with, eventually turns on him. Okay? What that means for the grand scheme of things is probably nothing. This 3 years we have been in this administration. What really tangibly has come out of this? Not a whole lot. So we end in the Strength card. This does not devastate him, but it may make the news or something like that. But this does not devastate him. So further down the line, this may spell something bad for him and Trump and all that. But that's not, I'm just asking, when he goes over there, what's hitting the ground once he hits the ground, and that's where all this crap comes from. He meets with somebody, they have a little conversation, something treacherous comes out of that conversation. Thank you, Debbie. And then he turns on Mulvaney. And then Mulvaney is like, oh, he was the snake in the grass the whole time. And then he goes on about his business. He doesn't go to jail. He doesn't, go to hell or nothing like that. That's just what I see. Because the devil is there too. So this is all treachery. There no honor among thieves exactly. There is just, this is how they all operate. Yes, Trump's brain is what does him in. Yeah, he's got a new partnership that he is going to go and involve himself in. And that relationship is not going to spell good news for him. But don't look for him to be jailed for the next 900 years because it didn't go well. It's just what popped up. Can't use that one. So Mick Mulvaney. Thank you, Ann. Yes, we will all survive. This country survived way worse than Donald Trump. Just got to Google slavery and Trail of Tears, and we'll make it through. You know what, Jim Dave? I don't know, but here's I'll say I don't know. But the reading I did about what to look at when, or the signs that Trump is on his way out, there is an important person. I don't know if it's one of our people or somebody else in the world, but somebody does get attacked. I'll say that. So Mark Meadows, the new chief of staff. This is the person who said he was not running for Congress or running for re-election. You asked Taro, thank you. I watched one of your videos today. And was thinking about that Six of Pentacles. I had a new way of looking at it now. Sort of like a socialism card. Anyway, so Mark Meadows, the new chief of staff. I don't really know what the question is. Thank you, Jazzy Jane. Let's just do a general read, see what comes out. Let's see. Oh, Lord. Let's see. So that's either the bully or defeat. So he is the new chief of staff, King of Swords. I almost want to say he didn't have a choice. Like, that means that he is picked by the establishment. He is not necessarily just picked by Donald Trump. Because this is not the Fool, so it's not Trump directly, but it's about him. So there is some bullying. I don't think he had much of a choice in this. The Page of Cups, surprise, because they did say like it was Wednesday or Thursday. It was like, hey, you want to be chief of staff? No? Well, you're going to be chief of staff anyway. Surprise news with the Page of Cups, Temperance working together. This is Temperance. I always say Temperance is not just, it's my card for quid pro quo. That's not what it means, but for those learning, it's about healing and moderation and things like that. Well, thank you, Debbie. I'll take anything. I'm grateful that y'all care. Yes, the fourth chief of staff, Reince Priebus, John Kelly, Scaramucci, and now him, I think, right? Something like that. Mulvaney was the acting chief or something. I don't know. Anyway, there is, the Temperance is not necessarily a working together card. What it is a card after an illness or after, not illness, after an addiction of some sort. This is like that sobriety card. So there is a like a reluctance, and a painful reluctance sometimes about the temperance card, because it's rehab is something that you have to want to do, but it's not really something that comes easy. And so with this Five of Swords and the King of Swords and the Page of Cups and the Temperance, this is a reluctance on his part to be chief of staff, but he has to do it because this is the same person who said he's not running for re-election. So I think he said it's an honor to do it, which he has to say that. Just like Reince Priebus says, we enjoy kissing your behind in that meeting. He said it was a blessing to work for Trump, and I understand that blessing is subjective. So King of Wands here. This is my card for the person who is supposed to help. This is also the leader. And then you have the Fools, and the Fool is with the Temperance. So here is Donald Trump directly, and then the Temperance. So here is that invitation being extended to the person who is reluctant. Hi, Mystic. And the Four of Pentacles, that's in the fear. And the environment is the Four of Swords. The Three of Swords. And the Three of Cups. Mick Mulvaney, Charlene, went to Ireland, or he's going to Ireland. He's an envoy. Not an ambassador, I guess. He's an envoy. Thank you, good as gold. But in the end, he is one of the team, the go along to get along person. So I don't see any real shakeup. We'll look at him some more maybe Sunday, but as of right now, it is what it is. He didn't want to do it, but he's got to do it. So I want to look at there is a story out right now that airlines are doing what they call phantom flights just to keep those slots operational. So they're basically flying planes and it's going nowhere, or there's nobody on them. So I want to look at stocks and travel, the effects of the coronavirus on stocks and travel. So let's start with travel. Let's start with travel. Get it out the way. Fine, we'll start with stocks. That's G's of blue. Stocks. Because it fell another 600 points the other day. Failed almost 1,200 in one day, and then 300 the next day, and then 600 a couple days later. I mean, it seems to be indicative of, and not to insult all Republicans, but so there's that, and then there's that too. So we're pretty much done with the reading. You got the Tower and the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, if you don't need it, don't buy it. The Ace of Cups. There will be more surprises. There will be more unexpected things. There's going to be something new. There's going to be a new voice to this as well. There's going to be a person that is going to be in charge of the messaging. This is Donald's MO though. And Donald doesn't do a whole lot. I even have a reading on here about what it is he knows about the coronavirus itself. So here is the thing. Donald Trump said he hires the best people, which of course that's his tagline, but that's not actually true. But here's what he does do. He hires people to take control of the narrative. Mike Pence, if you want to know something about the coronavirus, talk to Mike Pence. Don't talk to Donald Trump. He's busy being Donald Trump. It takes a lot of work to be that kind of person. If you want to know something about the stock market, this is the person. I don't know who it is yet, It is the man, of course, who will be in charge of talking about the stock market and how Democrats are driving the stock market down. And so that is going to be their messaging. I mark my words on that. Three of Wands, I think, is happening already. Like the messaging that it's the Democrats' fault that the stock market goes down, because it's Obama's fault that the coronavirus is here. That's their other narrative, but it's always somebody else's fault. But anyway, there is Three of Wands, Seven of Swords. Yes, this is the devious one, the one who is sneaking around with their plans. And again, there's that Ace of Cups. So he is going to have a new mouthpiece for the stock market. Yeah, it's Obama's fault for everything except the good things. When the stock market hit its all-time high that it has ever had in the history of this country, it was Trump who did that. It was Trump who made jobless numbers of brown and black people go all the way down. Not Obama's policies, not Obama's economic policies. It was him. But something bad goes happen. That previous administration did it. Ten of Pentacles. So around the Three of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles, this I have a reading I'm going to do for this one too, but there will be some artificial inflation of the stock market. Four of Wands in the fear and the Judgment in the environment. Here is the thing. The Judgment is a recurring thing, but it is a resurrected thing. So the plans to artificially bolster the stock market are not new plans. This is something that has been done over the ages. And it's going to happen again, but the same results are also going to happen. These are not new people being resurrected. These are people out of old graves being resurrected, which means they come back exactly the same way they died. So, because it does not show them flying up into the sky, you're supposed to be a new person when you're on the other side. But this is an old plan that they think is going to have new results, and that's how trickle down actually is. Their trickle down policies work too. That they keep infusing money into the 1% and they're supposed to be giving it to, but we know how that song and dance goes. It's going to be the same thing here, where they're supposed to be putting money into the economy to jumpstart it, to put the fears to rest so that the stock market doesn't keep going down. But it's going to have the same results it did when Bush did it. So Queen of Pentacles, there's America, so that's the hope. And Knight of Swords. A rash action. Yeah, a rash action that's something this is chaotic energy. So it starts again, Tower. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is holding on to something because you're afraid to lose. And then there is the sneaky person who is going to come out and be the mouthpiece. That person is going to basically be explaining the president's plans for jumpstarting the economy, because it's going to look good for him for the election, because he's taking control of the economy to help us to come. He's basically going to take what Obama did with the, not what he did specifically, but to sort of tell people that I'm restarting the economy by my actions, that thing. So that's what he's going to do. That's what the mouthpiece is going to say, is that Trump has got this under control. He's going to stimulate the economy with this, and this, and then we're going to be booming better than ever, and so forth and so forth. So that's what's coming. Airlines or travel, period. Travel, because we have another ship that is quarantined So what effect does Corona have on travel? Page of Swords, bad news. Ten of Cups. Yeah, definitely, because right now we're going into a season where a lot of families are wanting to travel, with spring break is just around the corner. And here where I live, this is a tourism town. I live in Panama City, and it survives off of tourism. And because the beach is down the street, and there's a lot of little shops and things that you can go and partake in, this place survives off of tourism. There's a lot of condos in these beachfront properties, and people can rent them out. They have had cancellation after cancellation after cancellation. So, bad news for family travel. Three of Wands. Plans are on hold. It's not completely dead and devastated, because some people can't help but to travel. So there will always still be a travel industry, of course. But right now, it's not going to be devastated, but profits are going to go down. And so, yeah, there's your Tower. Page of Cups. And the Devil. So there's also some inflated information. Okay, so here's another thing. And Democrats don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway, and you can feel however you want to feel. I don't really care. There are two things wrong in this coronavirus scenario. Number one is our government is inept because of its leader. It starts from the top. Fish stinks from the head down, or whatever they call it. So our government has a crazy person at the top of it. So we're not prepared. They dismantled Obama's, the thing he put in place to help us with stuff like this. And so we're not prepared. And they're scrambling for money. They're scrambling for answers. They're scrambling to either even capture the narrative, which brings us to the second part to why this is so bad. The Democrats are using the coronavirus against Trump. Therefore, they put it on a 24-hour loop in the news, and it panics everybody. I lived in Oklahoma for a large chunk of my life. And in order to be, this is behind the curtain. This ain't something they tell you. In order to be a weathercaster, meteorologist in Oklahoma, you have to have a certain kind of voice. This voice has to, I won't say panic you, but it has to deliver the urgency of the situation. And so in order to deliver the urgency of the situation, every single channel, of course, has to, because tornadoes are devastating, as we've seen in Tennessee. So tornadoes are a big deal in Oklahoma. You know, they're like grains of sand. Unfortunately, they have so many of them. But the Democrats are looping this over and over and over again, and they have these voices that you have to have in order to bring across the urgency of the situation. But they don't temper that information. Yes, so let's say 1,200 people died in China. That's what get looped in the news, that 1,200 people lost their life to the coronavirus, and it's everywhere and we can't stop it. They don't say that's 1,200 out of 3 billion. They just say it's 1,200. Now, for those 1,200, that's devastating. They lost somebody. But for the news, for it to be reported to the rest of the world, they're not saying that out of a country of 3 billion people, 1,200 died. We live on top of each other because of loss of land and resource. Just like the Ebola virus. They said it was, let's say, 10 countries in Africa that this Ebola virus was there and it's killing people. It's devastating, it's horrible, and it's spreading all across the world. 10 countries got the Ebola virus. They don't say 10 out of 52 countries because there are 52 countries on the continent of Africa. All they say is the 10 countries, and it's horrible and it's devastating. While you are reporting the facts as you should also be a little more tempered and not panic people to where they go and buy up all the hand sanitizer and toilet paper. Because I can guarantee you, if you have the coronavirus, you can't eat that toilet paper or that hand sanitizer, and it's not going to save your life. So there is a messaging that is a bit not misleading, but it is done on purpose to panic, and it is done on purpose to hurt. And so this also hurts the airlines and the cruise lines and everything other kind of lines. It's like this hurts because we put this out there to hurt Trump. Let's just be real about something, because he was not prepared. And so just like the right did to Obama during the Ebola, they're doing it to him for Corona. Ace of Swords, truth and the fear. The airlines and pretty much all travel, all tourism attractions, everything is scared of this too. And not just simply because it's hard for on profits, but the information that is being sent out there is scary. Because people don't know how everybody's getting it, and you don't know where it is because you don't find out until after the person's sick and dead and all these type of things. And so, yeah, there is a dog that tested positive the other day, so it's in our pets as well. Queen of Cups, they're hoping for support. Ten of Pentacles, they're hoping for a rebound to the money. Queen of Wands, the supportive action will come back, but it is after the fear dies down. So the fear is still there. So what I suggest everyone do is go somewhere, don't listen to anybody, read it. Read what you need to do to protect you, and then shut everything else out. Because there are going to be more cases, so there's going to be more cases reported. But it is not going to be reported in a manner that does not panic. It is going to panic people. That is part of what they do in the news. Like I was saying, when I lived in Oklahoma, they're going to tell you the tornado was coming because you need to know that. But they're going to tell you it's coming and that it's going to kill you if you don't get in the basement or behind the couch or something like that. Like it's horrifying to listen to. Like I've had to listen to it my whole life. And so when you hear these people talk, they just panic you and ain't nothing happen afterwards. Like, anyway. Moving on from that, Hunter Biden. Mitt Romney has voted. Apparently he was the lone wolf or one of the oddballs out or something. I don't know. But Hunter Biden can be investigated. So I'm not doing anything on him. Investigate him if you want. I don't really care. But will it hurt Joe Biden? Because they tried to use Bill against Hillary. So will this hurt Joe Biden? Now, I'm not asking will it hurt Joe Biden for the general. I want to know if it'll hurt for the primary or whatever you call it. I don't know. But will it hurt in him against Trump? Will this hurt Joe Biden running for presidente? And the COVID-19 is not new anyway, so I mean, just it's anyway. Moving on. Hunter Biden, will you hurt your father's chances? Six of Pentacles. I'm going with the no already. There's going to be more support because they're going to feel like you're being attacked. Three of Swords. Yeah, their support is going to come after the attack, or the heartbreak, sorrow, betrayal. Two of Wands. There is more plans coming out here. The Ace of Swords. There will be some truth revealed, though. So Hunter Biden is... now, here's the thing. As much as Republicans would love to just drag all of the Biden's business out into the open, just like just like the Republicans are good at slowing things down, the Democrats know how to do that too. And that's one of the things you run into when you're talking about politics 24/7. It's like they know how to throw a monkey wrench in something too. And so since they have the House, they're definitely going to do that. And so some truth may come out, but it has zero effect is what I feel. What is this? Strength. Strength around those plans. Page of Pentacles. There's money coming in, more support. There is also information about documents. There's going to be something. Has a signature at the bottom. That's going to be in the news. It's one of the Bidens. There's a signature at the bottom. It's coming out. It's a document of some sort. And it's not the nicest of documents, so it's something that could blow a case or start an investigation. It's a document that can start an investigation, or at the very least, it will start an investigation. Or it would be the document they use to justify their investigation. But there is a document coming out. It has a signature at the bottom. Two of Swords and the fear, the indecision. This is that monkey wrench. The Five of Wands. There's the bickering, the fighting, and the politics. So here is where it gets caught up because politics get in the way. Politics can take 2 years to unravel, and Trump does not have 2 years. The Lovers and the Eight of Pentacles. So this will be a day-to-day operation. This is going to be another one of those type of things, to where they can have internal investigations and external investigations and side-internal investigations, and they can have this person looking into that and that person looking into this, but it's going to get caught up in no effect on Biden. Aaron Schock has come out as gay. He is, or was, a anti-gay politician. He voted against gay rights, gay marriage, transgender rights. He voted in favor of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. He voted against abolishing Don't Ask, Don't Tell. He was very, very anti-gay, right? And so he's come out as gay. Because he had a little scandal. And so he decided he wanted to do the Kevin Spacey thing and say, well, I'm gay too, so don't hate me. But GLAAD came out, what is that, Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. They came out and said that, we're happy for you being yourself, but we noticed that in your statement that you excluded all of the crap you did to hurt the LGBT community. So, since you did all that to hurt the LGBT community, we can't really embrace you right now because you're not making a an effort to bring us aboard. You know, you basically spent your entire political career, when you had the most influence that you have ever had in your life to help the LGBT causes, you decided to go against it. And so since you decided to go against it, we're glad you're coming out, but no. Paraphrasing. And so I want to know what his future is looking like. Like, what is his. Thank you, Patricia. Again. What is his future going to be looking like? Is he going to try to get back into politics? Is he going to find his niche in life? Is he just going to be shunned and outcasted like Kevin Spacey? Like, what's going to happen with this here? Four of Wands. Nine of Wands. So gathering that support, gathering a completion of ideas, gathering is going to be hard for him to do. This is going to be a very uphill battle. Here's the thing. Yes, that's Bismo. That's how I feel. It's like the people who speak about it all day long are the ones who are usually gay. Because I mean, gay people don't even talk about gay people that much. Two of Swords. He's not okay. So he'll have an effort that he will put forth to make amends. This feels very. It's false. Well, I can't speak to his heart because I'm not the judge of his heart. But what I will say is if I was to be judgmental, and I'm going to be judgmental right now, let's put this to the side. What I am saying is he'll go and he'll have a conversation with some man or some Gail King type thing. Like he'll have one of those type of interviews, right? And what's going to happen is he'll sit there, he'll talk about his life, and he'll try to pull at the heartstrings, and he'll try to get people on his side and say that he had to grow up this way, he had to grow up repressed, basically. And since I had to grow up repressed, I need you to feel a little bit sorry for me and what it is that I did. Yes, I spent my entire political career against LGBT causes when I was LGBT myself. But it's because of my upbringing, and I was afraid of how people were going to see me, and da 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 da. So he needs that story to come out. Therefore, he's going to have a sit down talk with somebody. That's not what I see, but that's what I see in here. He'll have a sit down talk with somebody. You'll see it's Obama's fault. He'll have a sit down talk with somebody, but it's going to fall on deaf ears because a lot of people are going to lack his or question his sincerity. The Queen of Wands, supportive action. The Knight of Pentacles. So he is also going to go and work, but this is going to be out of the public sphere, out of the public eye. I don't know where he works now. Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands. What is his sign, I wonder? Because he's going to meet someone that I just doubt his sincerity, period. So this might be another one of those smokescreen things, but we'll see. Death card, changes in the fear. Ten of Wands, that uphill battle. This is not what you want to see after the Nine of Wands or the Ten of Wands. The Nine of Wands means that you are almost there, but you're exhausted. The Ten of Wands means you have to start all over again because something is burdening you, or it just got worse, or something of that sort. Six of Swords, transition in the hopes, and Ace of Cups. So, let me clarify. Page of Cups. So there will be an eventual support because he has to then walk his walk and walk his talk. This here in the beginning, people are going to look very... They're going to side eye you to death because you spent your entire political career being anti-LGBT. And then all of a sudden, oh, I'm one of you too. No. So, in the end, he does reach some support, but he has to show up and show out when it comes to real support. So, when the Trump administration is talking about banning transgender from the military, that's your cue. And if you don't take that cue, then it's just going to be that much harder to get where you need to go. So whenever anything LGBT comes up, you have to be a vocal presence. Otherwise, it's going to be a very hard road for acceptance. So, Tulsi Gabbard, will you ever drop out? And since you're not going to win, will you ever run again? I'm not using those. Yeah, okay, fine. These are my Stephen Miller cards. And I'm not trying to be insulting to Tulsi Gabbard, but I'm just saying. You said use them. There we go. Will she ever drop out? Maybe she will, maybe she won't. Hi, Footprint Terror. I'm not reading these. What y'all saying? Yeah, she's got some money behind her for sure. Because, I mean, they can't help it. I mean, she kind of is a plant. I don't think she will either, Susan. I mean, the first card is the devil. I mean, yeah, Hillary didn't name a name, but I mean, come on, who else was she talking about? There's the devil. Will she ever drop out? She can't drop out because there's an alternative reason why she's there. Now, let me say this for the record, okay? I am not anti-Tulsi, but I personally do think that she is a plant. And so I can't read this any other way. So if you like Tulsi Gabbard, you don't have to say it in the comments. Y'all don't start arguing about Tulsi. So if you are pro Tulsi Gabbard, you can discount this entire reading, okay? You can just say I'm being biased, and I'll take that, okay? Yeah. So 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is bickering, arguing, fighting, politics. So the devil and the fighting and the world. 2 of Wands. King of Cups. With that world card means that there's a leader somewhere that enjoys the fact that she's there. I'll just say it that way. And then Queen of Cups. This is a partnership. When I get to the same suit, that means they're on the same team. So there's a partnership and there's plans here. This is why she's not dropping out. If there is some sort of push comes to shove, then okay, fine. But I don't see how that happens. But as of right now, I'll stick to that. She's not going anywhere. Oh, will you run again for Presidente? That's a good question, good as gold. Why doesn't she drop out? Nobody's asking her. Maybe she'll just say, why should I? I believe in myself. I believe I can fly. So, let's see. Two of Wands again. So there's plans and the King of Cups. All this comes back up again. The Ten of Wands this time. The Nine of Swords. There's a stress, anxiety. The Three of Swords. Your pendulum was right, I believe. And the Nine of Pentacles. So there is a support that she won't have the second time around. Whoever's supporting her now, the King of Cups. I won't put a name on who that is, but it's the King of Cups. She is not the King of Cups. Whoever that is not supporting the second time around. Why? Why won't they support her the second time around? I feel as though, and this is just right now, this could change. I feel as though there will be a Democratic president for 2020, right? She would have to run as a Democrat or a Republican in order to run the second time. She can't run as a Democrat because the DNC will not, they will probably shut her out like the RNC is doing for everybody against Trump, to where they don't want you to run against the incumbent. If it's Joe Biden said he's going to do what, one term or something like that. So his vice president is going to be the one they support. So I don't feel as though she can have that support. So, why are they not supporting you running again? Seven of Wands. Someone on the higher ground, someone defending. So yeah, there will be Two of Wands. There's your plans again. It's going to keep coming back up. Plans in preparation, like you can't get off the ground with this one. The Sun. Nine of Cups. Eight of Pentacles and the Sun. So there is someone around the work that you can't get past. And then the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. So it's someone that works there that you can't come up against. So there's probably going to be, which is some good news for us out here crossing our fingers. Looks like there will be a Democratic incumbent. So off of Tulsi and on to Joe. No. What does Trump know about the coronavirus? Should we draw like a half a card, maybe? I just want to know. Like, he has to have been briefed by somebody. That's the real thing. He doesn't care. As long as he don't get it, I don't care. Good night, Sandra. So, what does he know about the coronavirus? Don't give me the full card, please. Oh, The Fool is 0 actually in the tarot. What's on the bottom? 9 of Cups. Wishful thinking. 7 of Swords. King of Swords. Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. 4 of Wands. He doesn't know anything. He just knows the narrative that he's supposed to push. So they told him his side as the Democrats, because here is the Trump administration, and then there's Nancy Pelosi. So he's supposed to say the Democrats are the ones who are causing this. The Knight of Wands, there is a plan of action here around the White House. It is sneaky, so he doesn't know anything. All he knows is this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to go out and push the narrative. Do we have any blank card? Okay, so Joe versus Biden. I keep saying that. I said that when I wrote it down too, and that is not what I wrote. Joe versus Bernie, debate winner. Since Tulsi is excluded. Joe versus, almost said it again. Biden versus Bernie. If I stop saying Joe, it'll correct itself. Biden versus Bernie. Debate winner. Who will the media, I'm asking the media, who will the media say won the debates? Because you can't really look too many places, but who will they say won the debates? Knight of Wands. Is going to be a good back and forth, though, if you do care to watch that type of thing. I don't like debates because they make me anxious, but 10 of Cups. Actually, I think this will be a little more civil because I think the Democrats win either way. Or they win. 5 of Cups. Yeah, okay. Change that. Yeah, there he is. And then the Sun. Joe Biden wins. That's horrible. 84 minutes later. Joe Biden and the Democrats win the debates, says the media. Because they're going to highlight everything you said. So you know who they're going for. So, while we're on the subject of those two, yeah, it's not going to be civil. Because they're going to win. I thought that's what my 10 of Cups was telling me, but no. So, I'm going to do 3 cards for Joe and 3 cards for Bernie. Who is going to be their VP? And see if it'll tell us. All right, Joe. Page of Wands, Page of Swords, and 9 of Wands. Possibly a young man who works very hard, but that doesn't tell me who. I just got 2 pages and the 9 of Wands. So, Bernie. And I can't say Buttigieg because you have to also keep in mind that his VP has to also appeal to the same people he appeals to. And although Pete supported Biden, you also have to keep in mind that to draw those independents, or to draw those people who aren't stupid, you have to sell them the gay candidate. So keep that in mind too. So it's a younger man who works hard. That's as close as I got. Because the reason this question even sparked up is because Rachel asked Bernie Sanders about a possible Bernie Biden ticket. And Bernie Sanders says, I don't think America needs two old white guys in the White House. So, not two old white guys. He says he thinks a bit more diversity is needed, is what he said. So, Beto O'Rourke appeals to, hey, I mean. So, Bernie's get the 7 of Wands, the Empress, and the Fool. This is a woman who hasn't been in this type of position or in this type of role ever. So this is like someone whose station is about to be supremely elevated. So he is picking a woman, and Joe Biden is possibly going with a man. Because I get the Empress for him. So Bernie is picking a woman. A bit more diversity. So I'm going to poke a little bit more. I'm going to ask that question again. This time I'll do more cards and see what it says. Because I think right now it's not going to, well, it's not going to say, because there is still a coin being flipped right now. Because just because it's a woman does not mean it's one in particular. It just means that we need to look at diversity. So, let's see. Joe Biden. Let's do 5 cards. I still, okay, we'll do 3. We'll do 3. We'll ask it again, do 3. See if it'll say the same thing with the new deck here. They both should have a woman VP, in my opinion, but we shall see. Joe Biden gets the Ace of Cups, the 5 of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. I need 5 cards, because that's nonsense. The King of Cups, that is him. And the 7 of Swords. This could be someone he may have some reluctance against, but this is a political move. So there is possibly you know what? Because that's what that Page of Swords was saying too, was reluctance. So I'm not even going to look at those. Let's put it back in there. I'm going to do a whole 10 cards. Like I wanted to in the first place. This is a tarot reading, whoever you are. So Joe Biden, VP. If they were smart, they would both ask Stacey Abrams. That's what I say. Queen of Wands. The Tower. Ace of Swords. Four of Wands. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. Ten of Swords. Whoever he asks, it is not his ideal candidate or ideal running mate. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune comes back up. This is somebody he has to ask. Because there is advice by the establishment that he doesn't want to take, but that he has to take. He has to take this. And thank you, Tarot. He doesn't want to, but it changes his fate. And so the running mate is very, 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 very important. Tim Kaine didn't really do much for old girl, but he has to pick the right person. It's not his first choice or not his ideal choice, is all I get. But it's a younger person who works hard. But it's younger than him, so I mean, that's not saying a whole lot, but he doesn't want this in particular running mate, but he has to take this person. So let's look and see if we can figure out. I'm trying to figure out now. I think it is a man, yes, but I'm going to ask more information about this person. And maybe it'll become more clear. Now, I only say it's a man because I get 2 pages and I feel masculine energy off of them, but it's not necessarily what it is. But let's see. Tell me about Joe Biden's VP. King of Swords. Apparently that's not illegal, good as gold, to get Obama as his VP. I thought it would be. The Lovers. Eight of Pentacles. So I'm asking about the VP. Let me focus on that. The VP. Nine of Pentacles. King of Cups. So that is him and the work. So this is him, Joe Biden, and the work. So they're going to be the VP. I get King of Swords and the Lovers at the top here. Okay, so let's keep going. Thank you, me, myself, and I. Knight of Wands. This person brings their own support. Like they could run for president on their own. So that's a very good thing for support, is a person who the rest of the world could see as president, because they also have to have that in case something happens to the president, that you are now president. Can we see you as president? And yes, they have their own support. The Moon and the Fear. They don't quite know what they're stepping into. This is not something they've done before. But they do work hard at what they do. This is why they have their own support. The Seven of Swords. They are a good strategist. This person knows how to get things done. This is possibly their job, too. Page of Cups. small family. Queen of Pentacles. Either earth sign woman or a woman of color is what the Queen of Pentacles represents. So this person has their own, this didn't clear up anything. This person has their own support. They could run for president on their own name alone. They are self-sufficient. They do have a possible job where they are some sort of strategist or some sort of person who devises strategies to ensure an outcome. This person's married, very small family. Married to a King of Swords. With a very small family, so maybe one kid, possibly two, but no more than two. And let's take the Queen of Pentacles out. Give me one more card, because it could also just mean America. Let's see. One card. The Wheel of Fortune comes back again. Let's take that. I don't want that either. I understand that keeps coming up. Give me something else. The Six of Wands. Again, the person at the center of attention. This is a person that you know. This is not going to be one of those Tim Kaines. He was the governor of, Idaho, and nobody knows who that is. So this is going to be a person that everyone knows. This is going to be a person, at the very least, that the left knows. A person who is possibly, let me clarify the Queen of Pentacles and see if that's a person or not. Is this a person? Eight of Wands, yes. Mouthpiece. It's not resourcefulness for me. That's a person. So it could possibly be either a woman or a gay man. So, who is the earth sign woman? Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. I thought it would be a rich person when I got the Nine of Pentacles, but it just means that they're self-sufficient in their profession. So they don't work, they can work on their own to devise strategies. So whatever it is that's handed down to them, like a lawyer. I was trying not to say lawyer because I know Stacey Abrams is a lawyer, and I'm not trying to allude that it's Stacey Abrams, but this person, who's the earth sign? What is Stacey Abrams' sign? Does anybody know? I can't look it up because I'm on the phone. Actually, I can't. No, I can't look it up because I'm live streaming. She's an Aries. Okay, so that's not this. But then again, oh, because my sister is a Taurus, but she comes up as the Queen of Wands, which is fire sign, and then I get the. So I'm not going to read into the Queen of Pentacles. We're just going to say this person is. What is Pete's sign? Sagittarius, still fire sign. Yeah, that's Jules. That's how my sister comes up. She always comes up as a fire sign, but she is an earth sign. Yeah, Kamala's a Libra. She used to come up until she dropped out. May 25th, is that a Taurus? I'm May 24th. I'm a Gemini. Pete's a Capricorn? Maybe. Pete's a Capricorn? Could be Pete. Could be Pete. Yep, May 24th. So, Bernie, who's your VP? Tell me about your VP. How about tell me about Bernie's possible VP? Michelle Obama is not going to be the VP because the presidency put a strain on their marriage, and so I'm sure they're not going to want to go through that again. So, Bernie's possible VP. The devil. Page of Pentacle. Strength. Knight of Pentacle. Queen of Cups. They should want a woman, so we'll see. The Nine of Cups. The Two of Pentacle. Hi, Virginia. 10 of Pentacle. 3 of Pentacle. King of Swords. So, what do we have? That the devil is the first card. And for those unfamiliar with my deck anyway, the way I use my cards, the devil is not always a bad thing. What it means is this is because the devil is misunderstood. If you were programmed to be evil, you can't possibly be evil, or you can't possibly be good, so you have no choice. So if your free will is taken from you, then you're really not evil. You are an extension of the thing that is supposed to be good. So that thing that created the devil has to be the real devil. Otherwise, you wouldn't have created evil in the first place. This just stay with me on that explanation. So I always look at it as primal. Like this is something you were born to be. You had no choice in the matter. And so when it comes to who would be his VP, and then you have the devil crossed with the Page of Pentacle, this is someone who could be looked at as misunderstood, or not understood as to why he would be running or she would be running with the Bernie Sanders. And I think that it is initially the reaction, but it is quickly explained, which is why you have the Page of Pentacle. Page of Pentacle is news about resource. So this person, it surrounds money here. So this could be someone like a Yang or something like that. There's a lot of money here. And either that or this person is really good at fundraising. Who is Warren supporting? Because, I mean, here is the Queen of Cups, but I'm not putting nobody on anything. But like we said, it's a person that he's going to go with the diversity. He's either going to go, I think he's going to go with the woman. No, not Hillary. She hasn't picked. Okay. So she may be over that whole "you called me a liar" thing, and she may support him. Because quite honestly, they're kind of two sides of the same coin. It's just that she was a little too in her feelings at times, and that's who I was going for. But I think that's why I don't like debates. But we shall see. How about that? I think he's going to go with I say younger man, but they're all younger. I think he's going to go with the younger man. I think he's going to go with the woman. I'll say that. Then if I'm wrong, I don't really care. Vote blue no matter who. I don't care who they pick. It could be a sock puppet. Just vote for them, okay? So switching from that to something a bit gross. So that woman who was extradited, can you really call it extradited? No, ALC's not old enough. You have to be at least 35. The woman who went to Hawaii when her kids are missing, the Vallow lady, she was in court today. She got her bail reduced from $5 million to $1 million. They were loving the fact, or her family was loving the fact that she was being, hi Jenny, extradited back to, what is it, Idaho or Ohio? Idaho, isn't it? And because they want her to look face to face with these people, like, where's our grandchildren, that type of thing. So, yes, somebody said she was all smiles in the courtroom too, which was kind of eerie. Now, let's say, benefit of the supreme doubt. The reason she was in Hawaii was to take her mind off of, don't ruin my explanation before I start. To take her mind off of, take her mind off the fact that she lost her children. One was like 17, one was 7, something like that. 15, I don't know. They were varying age. And so let's say that's why she was there. I can't even finish that whole. I'm like trying to, devil's advocate a little bit in here, but anyway. So she went to Hawaii, like you do. You lose your children in the States, the first place you look is Hawaii. Everybody knows that. And am I still on? It said reconnecting just now. Hopefully it's still on. Okay, let's stop talking about Bernie and Warren. Let's talk about the woman and the missing kids now, because that's an argument that just goes in a loop. So, what I want to know, there was a story, some guy that she knows, that said the kids are actually safe, but it's been weeks and nobody's seen them. So what's the question? I have two questions. One is, I have to change it. Let's ask this question. What does she know about her children? Does she know they're safe and she knows where they are? She knows they're at the very least with someone, or does she know that they are deceased? What does she know? Ace of Pentacle. Knight of Swords. Ten of Pentacle. Knight of Wands. Three of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. Knight of Pentacle. Two of Cups. Five of Swords. And Three of Pentacle. Is this on? I think it's on. Can y'all see me in real time? For whatever reason, when it reconnected, I can't see y'all now. Okay. Well, I can't see y'all's comment. I can see them now when I click the button. But anyway, so I'll just show you what I got. I don't get children anywhere in here. I at the very least wanted a card to talk about them. I mean, this talks about, I'm going to stick with this. This was a transaction. You get Ace of Pentacles. There's money. The Knight of Swords. This is the card for attack. The Knight of Coins. This is the mercenary. The Three of Swords. This is the backstabbing and betrayal. The Knight of Wands. You see all this Knight energy. Now we get every Knight except the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is about charm, wit, and romance. This is like the good Knight. Or the false Knight, which means he's not a person of action. These are all action cards. The Knight of Swords carries out a plan. The Knight of Wands is the one who created the plan. The Knight of Pentacles is the one you pay when you don't want to do it. So there is the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords for the attack, the Knight of Wands for a plan with the Wheel of Fortune, and the Two of Cups. There was something with this Wheel of Fortune. This was, for whatever reason, I get inevitability. I don't know why. I don't know why. I even clarified it with the Six of Swords, which means transition. So I don't know why it is an inevitable thing that this was to happen. But I do get, there is, again, a transaction, the Three of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles are pretty much the same for me. This is you're paying someone to do something for you. This is the reliable person, and then this is the transaction. So, with that being said, let's just ask bluntly, did she pay someone to harm her children? Because, well, let's not assume that they're actually deceased, even though I think they are. Okay. So are they deceased? 3 cards. 4 of Cups. There's that Wheel of Fortune. And then the 9 of Swords. Give me a yes or no card. 9 of Pentacles. There's security, safety. The Emperor. Someone in charge. The 4 of Wands. No. So, did she pay someone? Somebody else did. Did she pay someone? Queen of Swords, King of Swords, team effort, the Star. There's a Wheel of Fortune. There's an inevitability. What does that mean? Like this was fate. This is bound to happen. 4 of Swords. That's my card for deceased. Ace of Swords. 4, oh, that's the 5 of Cups. Queen of Wands. 10 of Wands. And the World. Beginnings and endings. I didn't get any money cards. I don't think she paid. I don't think she paid. But somebody else is involved here. Okay, now this is bothering me now. What does this do? Okay, that's not the right thing. I want to look at the fish tank. What does this do? Somebody type something. Retrograde is struck again. Yeah, somebody paid. I don't see her being the one that did it. But it was a transaction is what I keep getting. But I can't pick them up, but they are there. At least they are, they're being seen. So they're not just vanished from the earth. So what happened? Why? Okay, what does the Wheel of Fortune mean here? I don't want to know what happened. What does the Wheel of Fortune mean? King of Swords again. Queen of Wands. So why is there two women here? Because I got that Queen of Swords the last time, and then the Queen of Wands, which I didn't know who that was, so I ignored it. But she comes back up again. Who is the Queen of Wands? Why is there two women? And I can't see the chat. This is going to bother me. Who is the Queen of Wands? Ace of Swords. Knight of Wands. This was a transaction. Knight of Pentacles. There it is again. So this was a transaction to do something harmful for the purposes of the Queen of Wands is how I feel. I wonder if... No, we'll keep moving. King of Cups. Ten of Swords. There's the loss there. So maybe she's the Queen of Wands, and the King of Swords and King of Swords, or Queen of Swords, are two other people. So Four of Pentacles, because she's the one with the loss below her. If y'all can see that. Four of Pentacles under the Ace of Swords. So there is your tight knit information. It will come out. It will come out. The unbalance around the action. Then the Knight of Swords, the attack, and the Knight of Pentacles. Those two cards come right back again. Somebody was paid to do something harmful. There's your Hangman card. For the purposes of what? There's another woman involved in this too. Actually, another couple. I'm going to say it's a man and a woman. I don't know if they're together, but it's at least two more people. So we'll see. So let's see. I got... will a probe be opened into Jim GYM Jordan? Will a probe be opened up? This was not meant to go 2 hours. But it did. Like a Sunday stream. I can't see y'all's comments anymore, though. So I might save the rest of those, because this is driving me insane now. This is driving me insane. Hide the chat. And then... unhide the chat. Maybe that'll work. No. I can see it when I touch the screen because then it refreshes the chat, but that's it. But I'm on the phone. If I was on the computer, it would be visible all the time. But again, like I said, the retro strikes again. That's all right. I'll just finish and then I'll go away. So will it probably be open into Jim Jordan? Let's see. Knight of Swords. Someone rushing in action. Nine of Cups. 10 of Cups. Strength. 4 of Cups. 10 of Swords. 6 of Pentacles. Judgment. Chariot. He loses a whole lot of support or something going on here. There's the Knight of Swords is an action that is being rushed through, so something is being expedited. The Nine of Cups, there's a want or need for justice. There's a want and need for something that because he was the one who was in charge and said he didn't say anything, here speak and speak no evil type of thing. So there's something that he presided over that is now coming back up, and that's all these cases. The 10 of Cups, families, and then the 4 of Cups, all they got was more of the same. But the strength is now lost. It's failing. I should say that actually, not just lost, it's failing. So something around him is crumbling, and then the Judgment card is setting in. There will be a case or a probe. Let me say it that way. A probe that is going to open, and an investigation or a deeper dive investigation is going to be done. Now, part of this is going to be political, simply because if you can get rid of him, then you can just get somebody else in his seat type of thing. So part of this will be sort of a political hit, but I encourage this type of behavior. I know I shouldn't say that because it's kind of low vibration, but he's not a nice person. So yes, a probe will be opened up into Jim Jordan. So Trump's economic stimulus. Will it have nothing but positive effects? We got the Judgment card the last time. So let's see. His economic stimulus. Will it have nothing but positive results? Ace of Cups. There's your stimulus. Something new, fresh energy. The sun. That's a good thing. So we're starting off good. The Chariot. There's your victory. Slow victory. The America card for me. The 8 of Pentacles or 8 of Swords. So it's not really something you can get around. The Emperor. So right now, everything looks good. You got the Ace of Cups, the Sun, the Chariot. It's like there's a process that's happening here. And then you have the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles. So something's good there. Manipulation is in the fear, though. Strength. There is strength around, at the very least, messaging. 3 of Swords. And then you have the politics. Clarify politics. Empress. So the new stimulus will have opposition. There is, yeah. So, if it's good energy right now, why the opposition? Why the opposition? Knight of Swords. There's the defending. They're defending against the uncertainty. 3 of Swords. Hangman. 7 of Swords. Queen of Cups. the Empress in fear. They bullying the Five of Swords, Queen of Wands, take the Queen of Wands out, Page of Swords, and the Tower. There's opposition because it is a uncertainty around its results and an uncertainty around why you're actually doing it. Because here is a scheme of some sort. It ends in the Tower simply because this is not going to have the desired effect. It has a good effect at first. So the artificial stimulus will have a good effect at first. And then it goes into something else. And then the next president may have to deal with what Obama had to deal with when he got in and trying to save the country from collapse. So, cutting entitlements ahead of election time. He said he's going to cut entitlements, and then the White House came out that same date and said no, he didn't actually mean that, because that's political suicide. You can't say you're going to cut social programs before people have to vote for you. You're supposed to do that on your second term when you have nothing to lose. Like Obama did with his things, his executive orders. So, will he cut? No is the answer. Will he cut entitlement programs before the election? And I hate that word, entitlement programs. Page of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Strength, Five of Swords, and the Moon. No, but the strength is around the covert, so they can do it in ways that you don't quite see right away, or that is not being reported right away because something else is going on in the world. But as of right now, no. The plan is not to cut entitlements before the election. Food stamps is a completely different issue. This is talking about Social Security and it's Social Security and something else. Something that's no, Social Security. Something this is, because this is secure, is what that card means. So that's what the thing that they're really trying to go after is Social Security. Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. That's what they're going after. So let's keep using these. Boeing is facing a possible fine of $20 million from the FAA. And I get the feeling that Boeing is going to kind of be like, here in the South, I don't have it in California when I lived out there, unfortunately. There is a company called Bluebell. They make ice cream. And just so happens they got the one germ, well not one, but one of the germs that can live in supreme cold. They got Listeria outbreak. And they literally shut down all operations everywhere. Dismantled machines, cleaned them, that whole bit. And so many people got laid off and all this type, like their entire company shut down. But they were still in business. They just weren't selling anything because they shut everything down, all production. So I get the feeling that Boeing may need to do that in order to correct this 737 issue. And I did a reading after they came out and said the issue has been fixed. And I was like, no, the issue has not been fixed. And it turns out it has not been fixed. So that causes their planes to go up and then nosedive. So they are possibly getting hit with a $20 million fine by the FAA. So what is the future of Boeing this year? Ace of Swords. So a little more news and a little more truth and clarity is coming out about this situation. The Three of Pentacles. There's possibly a bribe coming in here too. This is possibly one of those, hey, look the other way. Let us just keep making this crap type of thing. The Chariots. That's the modes of transportation. The Page of Swords. There's the bad news coming. The $20 million fine is just the tip of the iceberg for you, unfortunately. A lot of people are going to be laid off too, unfortunately. The Four of Cups here is that more of the same. The everyday is going to be just inundated with more court and more this and more that. Bad press. Temperance. It's going to be a very slow heal for Boeing. Very slow. Page of Cups, that's in the fear. The Moon in the environment. The Queen of Pentacles, this is their money and their assets. And the Six of Wands. They'll eventually climb back, but they're going to have to get rid of their top brains too, because these in particular people have this Wells Fargo mentality. Let's just sell everything. Let's just say we have a bunch of money being sold or a bunch of assets being sold. That way we look profitable. You have to get rid of the thievery mentality. Those people at the top got to go. And so I think they are. But this is just the tip of the iceberg for you, Boeing. It's going to get very rough this following year here. So one more, because like I said, I can't see nothing. So this is driving me insane. McGahn. Are you going to be immune from testifying? Because here's what the story said. There was an appeals court that voted 2-1 that you cannot force anyone from the White House to testify or to give information. Because the court said that they feared that every time that the House or some sort of committee was having a problem getting someone from the White House to cooperate, that you would constantly be coming to the courts for help. And I'm like, well, that's kind of what you're there for, but okay. So they're like, we don't want you to keep coming back to us for help, so we're going to just say you can't force them to do anything. You can't force them to obey a subpoena, is basically what they said. So I just want them to keep this stuff in mind when you have a Democratic president. You might find that you might want to investigate this person for some reason or another. They're going to play the same game you are playing right now. Okay? So, is Don McGahn immune from testifying? Because the court says you cannot force him to obey a subpoena. And we're not going to be your court marshals. Like, you can't just come to us every time you have a problem with somebody obeying a subpoena, is what they said. So is he immune from testifying? Death card. Change and transition. Queen of Pentacles. Assets and resources. Ace of Cups. There's the new energy. There's the new relationship. This is them trying to get him to talk. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Page of Wands. Messaging. Talking. Ace of Wands. That goes with that resources card. They want him to give up information. And the Knight of Cups. Deliverance of this. To be the person who just marches in with that energy. Page of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Pushing out. Two of Cups. Cooperation and justice. In politics, as of right now, he's not immune from testifying, but he's immune from, or he's not immune from obeying a subpoena and testifying. The problem is, every time justice is trying to move, something else is in the way. So he cannot necessarily, he's not immune from it. Immune is a strong word. But if you wanted to really break it down, you can say the word immune, because every time they coming with the subpoenas, there's opposition. So they will play this song and dance, and they will go around and around and around. Yeah, imbalance around resources, and then bully. Unfair advantage. Yes, it's going to keep repeating. This is the nostalgia. More of the same with the Four of Cups. So it will keep going over and over and over again. So they're not going to get him into court, I do not believe. They're not going to get him in the house to talk to nobody. This is going to go around and around until it's all over. So, let's see. What does it say? So I can't see the comments. So here's what we're going to do. Good night. Okay, there they go. Mark Meadows is retiring. That deck was called Golden Universal Tarot. Yeah, y'all can see me. I just can't see y'all. Not on the phone, anyway. So that's it for me. Thank you, moderators, for being here. Thank you guys for coming out, all 700 of you at one point. Thank you very, very, very much. I will see y'all on Sunday. We'll be on Jen's channel. And I'm going to actually post that post when I get off of here. If y'all have any reading suggestions, it will be on the community tab. And I'm actually sleepy. Ain't that something? That means I'm going to be awake in the daytime. I can't have that happen. So I'll see y'all Sunday.